Go over the different emissions types. Color is basically just, it's going to change the color of the volume pretty equally across the entire image. Then we have field, and that's going to use this emission field for our color. So if I have this set to something like red, we have a little bit of options here using the scale to work on where that density is going to be. I can change the scale of the emissions tint, and you can see as I go down. So if I go really low, the light is helping kind of highlight the outside, but it's really just the core is red, right? Or we can bring it way up and really bring out, if I go way up, you can see now we're starting to get those light almost transparent areas are now starting to get that emissions tint based off of the density. Let me just set these back. Another one is black body. Now black body is what we'll be using for explosions and fire typically. It's based upon the temperature. This one right here only has the density field, so we're going to be using the density field for the temperature. We can bring down the temperature if we wanted to, or we can bring it up. So if we bring it way up, this is like a red hot tornado. So that looks pretty cool. And we can also use the scale in this aspect too. So we can scale it down certain areas, or we can bring it way up and you can see it really brightens it up. So that's how you can kind of use those. And then the last one is the gradient. So the gradient is kind of how you would expect. We're going to be using that same density field to be able to change the color range. So here, if I wanted to, I could grab, say maybe the black. Why don't we make that yellow? And then over here, let's the white, just make it a green, something odd. Now that our colors are set, we have a couple different ways that we can play with this. We can use the field range, which will only grab a certain range of the density field. So if I bring this down, you're going to start to see the green color come into the center, the core, the densest part. We can play with this. We can move this whole slider around if we wanted to. We can also, let me just set that back. We can also use the gradient slider itself. So we could do the same kind of thing. We could bring the green closer, only a little bit. The outside edges will be yellow, but the denser areas will be green. So that's another way to do it. And we can use the scale to scale in the colors in combination with some of these other options. And you can see how that works. So those are the basic options for how you can set up your volume to change the look in the color.